Mixtape Radio. Welcome to Mixtape Radio. I'm Mike Shea, and we're back for another week with 5 new bands and 5 new songs to share with all of you. This show is brought to you by the Cinescape Media Network. If you want to check out more from their podcasts and all their other awesome content, just go to their website, cinescape.media. Now, here's how the show works every week. I'll introduce you to 5 bands and artists from all over the world, from all genres, rock, pop, hip-hop, country, jazz, blues, whatever's out there. I'll tell you who they are, where they're from, where you can pick up their music online. But enough talking, let's get into the music. First up, we've got a talented blues singer-songwriter from Boston by the name of Seth Rosenblum. Now, when Seth isn't crooning and sliding his gritty, passionate voice, he's laying down some sexy, lip-biting licks on his guitar. He's a multifaceted talent that keeps things simple yet effective with his songs. He really likes to let his music speak for himself. He doesn't try to sell you with flash or with spectacle. He lets everything hit you organically. It's honest music, and that's what the blues is all about. Off his latest album, Keep On Turning, this is Seth Rosenblum with Right About Now.
I watch your taillights disappear, driving off to another life. Seems like yesterday everything was gonna be alright. Is it gonna end this way between you and me? Looking back on our problems don't seem like mountains to me. Right about now gets a little lonesome. Right about now I'm feeling blue. Right about now I can't see at all. Please tell me what to do.
That was Seth Rosenblum with the song Right About Now. Pick up the album Keep On Turning at the link in the description. Now, next on the list is an awesome folk band from Kansas named the Ashley Davis Band. Now, Ashley Davis has been all around the world recording and performing her music for a number of years now. She's a real globetrotter, and having had a residence in New York, Ireland, and even the Isle of Man. However, since the COVID-19 pandemic has been around, Davis has been living in isolation back in her home state of Kansas. But she didn't let that stop her. She and her bandmates worked together remotely to put together a powerful new record that's getting ready to release in September of this year. From that upcoming album, When the Stars Went Out, this is the Ashley Davis Band featuring Shane Hennessy with the song Lorem Ipsum.
All that's left there is the spacing for the words that maybe you would write. But after all, Lorem ipsum dolor sit amen. When I left a place for you to tell me everything that's wrong inside your head, but the lorem ipsum's what you left instead. Now the pain itself fills in the blanks, and in the end there's nothing to be said. Well, you would like to be a hidden star, covering exits all around your heart.
That was the Ashley Davis Band featuring Shane Hennessy with the song Lorem Ipsum. You can pre-order the new album When the Stars Went Out at the link in the description. Now, all the music featured on today's show was purchased legally through Bandcamp, but we also love it when we get music sent to us by you guys. If you'd like to have your music shared on this show, just send an email to mixtaperadiopod@gmail.com. Tell me your name, a little about your style, where your stuff can be found online, and most important of all, a song you'd like to have played. We answer every email that we get. We check that mailbox daily. So don't waste any time. Send us your music to mixtaperadiopod@gmail.com. Now, coming up next is an artist I've been a fan of for a while now. You may remember from an old podcast I was on called Track Record that I talked about this guy, and I wanted to revisit him for this show. And you know what? He's still awesome. His name is Del Judas, and he's got this like a goth Americana kind of music from out of New York. He combines dark, foreboding lyrics and imagery with classic style rock and roll vibes and guitar tones. The music is spooky, it's groovy, and it's catchy. And off of his 2018 album Deity, this is Del Judas with the song Of Love and Death.
Long live the death with the strong desire. I'm home, babe. And I'm lost. Slick with the shadows where I have no voice. I'm home, babe. With the lone last breath I die. Stomach with a long desire.
That was Del Judas with the song Of Love and Death. Pick up his album Deity at the link in the description. Now, if you'd like to stay up to date with this show, get more involved, be a part of the team, as it were, you can follow us on social media. Mixtape Radio is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram using the handle MixtapeRadiopod. Follow along so you can let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, and hey, even send us some music for the show. Now, is it just me, or has the last week just kind of sucked? Like, it gets me in an angry mood when my entire week seems to just kind of go to shit. So let's just vent some of that anger with some punk rock. Now, the Delinquents are a band out of Los Angeles that have an obvious influence from both old school and new school punk rock, drawing inspiration from the 90s and early 2000s especially. They're no nonsense, they're no gimmicks, there's just fast drums, loud guitars, and heavy bass with intense vocals and lyrics. Now, they just released a new album over the weekend called Nothing to Be Said. Off that album, this is the Delinquents with the song Leave It Alone. That was the Delinquents with the song Leave It Alone. Pick up their brand new album, Nothing to Be Said, at the link in the description. Now, there's not a lot of time left in today's show, folks, but before we get to our final song, I wanted to let you guys know that you can be a part of the team here at Mixtape Radio by joining our Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/mixtaperadiopod, and for only $3 a month, you can become an executive producer of Mixtape Radio. You get all kinds of cool rewards, and you can continue to help us purchase all the music that we play on this show and support all the awesome talent. Now, our last band is very special to me for two reasons. First of all, they write some classy Celtic folk music, and I'm Irish, so I love all of that. But the second reason I love these guys is because they are from right here in Ohio, so that automatically makes them awesome. Lads on the Lash have released their first album, and it's literally called The Album. That's it. Nothing fancy or clever, just straightforward. And that's kind of the overall theme of their music. It's exactly what you'd expect to hear from a Celtic folk duo armed with a guitar and an accordion. But it's that simplicity, that no nonsense that really builds the appeal of the music. So let's listen to a song from The Album. This is Lads on the Lash with Leave Her Johnny, Leave Her.
Well, the winds were foul and the work was hard. Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
From the Liverpool docks to the London yard, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Whoa, leave her, Johnny, leave her. 'Cause the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
That was Lads on the Lash with Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her. Pick up their debut album, The Album, at the link in the description. And I hate to say it, but that brings us to the end of the show. I know. I'm sad too. But not to worry, we'll come back again next week. 5 new artists, 5 new songs. Make sure you follow us on all the social media, Mixtape Radio Pod. And remember, if you'd like your music featured on this show, just send an email to mixtaperadiopod@gmail.com. And remember, you can become an executive producer of this show by going to patreon.com/mixtaperadiopod. This show is a proud member of the Cinescape Media Network. To learn more about everything they've got going on, just go to their website at cinescape.media. I'm Mike Shea, and this has been Mixtape Radio. We'll catch you next week, and until then, support your local musicians.